I'm Dean Cundey. I'm the director of photography on this very fun film, The Girl in the Photographs. I got a phone call from my agent who said that Nick was interested in talking to me to see if I'd be interested in working on the film. And it sounded like a very fascinating kind of film. So I said, well, sure. So he and I and Tommy went to dinner a few times, and I was convinced that it was a good decision. Yeah, Wes Craven's attachment to it, involvement, kind of like this stamp of approval, reassurance that there'd be somebody who was interested in the quality and the distribution of the film. Well, I'd have to say, horror films, to me and for me, are very interesting visual storytelling challenges. Everything you do is designed to create the emotional response from the audience, fear and apprehension, and then the flip side, comfort and humor. Horror films to me are really a great sort of exercise in cinematography, in how do you use the camera and the lights and everything to create, the end result, the audience reaction that you want. Well, the mixing of the still photography along with the film that we're doing really is to me very interesting, because the essence of what I do is photography, and the fact that we are using the still photography as part of the suspense building, the horror, the character developments, and all of that, to me is one of those funny full circle things, because I do photography that you're not supposed to notice, you're supposed to just feel, and yet we're photographing photography. There's a scene in the cellar where our two guys sort of do their work, and so visually that was really interesting, creating this really kind of dark, moody, dangerous place. So I particularly enjoyed doing the cellar sequences. Part of horror filmmaking, storytelling, is keeping the audience guessing. Where is there going to be a real terrifying event, and how can you sometimes lead them down a road of misdirection and the red herring, as we often call it, so that they are always wondering. They never know exactly when the scary moment occurs. So throughout the film, there's quite a number of scenes that are, I think, for me, a lot of fun to do, because you're relying on lighting and photography to create the emotional response. I think that filmmaking is a huge challenge for the filmmakers. You're often asked to do the impossible on small budgets and so forth. And I've recently gotten interested in essentially where I came from, which were small indie films, because very often on a huge budget film, especially as they're getting bigger and bigger now, you sort of become a cog in the wheel. You're part of one of the departments that is entrusted with gathering images, and a lot of the work is being done in computers and so forth. One of the things I really like about indie films, and a film like this, is that I can be very creatively involved directly with the entire storytelling, creating the mood, working with the director, Nick, who's very good at visuals, and finding ways to accomplish what you have to do with just creativity and essentially very little money.